Hello everyone, how we doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm sorry I'm 3 hours later than I initially planned to be. Long story. But look, I pushed back the start time to 6, now to 7. But we're here, okay? I'm here. Minton's sat next to me, as he typically is. Again, if you stay to the end of the stream, I will show you Minton. And we are here at 7 p.m. So sorry to all my Australians who, if you're here and you're Australian and you're in Australia, it's probably well late. But good for all you Americans and South Americans, specifically my Brazilians. Because of course, Brazilian Grand Prix. How are we doing, everyone? Hello, Arthur, Destiny, Ben, Eamon, Micah, Jordan, Bugatti, Jeannie. No, sorry, not Jeannie. Jean, Wizzy, Ved, Alfie, Joe Fish, Zoe, Andrews, Advit, Joe, Traden, Judith, Louis, Christina, Skyline, Chili, Alec, Diffie, Dr. Ghost, Ben, Zhao Song, Alvi, Blue. Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Why was I late? Well, I basically, where we live, it costs an absolute fortune to park. So I leave my car at my mum's, that's about a 30-minute drive away. So we don't really use the car. But I want to get the car here for Christmas. So I've had it sawn for a couple of months. If you're in the UK, you'll probably know what sawn means. Just basically off-road. And I want to get back on road, so I need to get MOT'd. And the MOT, there's something wrong with the brakes, basically, which is quite a significant thing. I don't want to, die of not being able to brake. And so, yeah, I don't know, something wrong with it. It's probably going to cost me about 500-600 quid. Happy days. But anyway, thank you, Forza UBS, for the 5 Canadian. That's chipped away a little bit. Thank you very much. Haas engines aren't in Brazil yet. It is sad. This won't impact their qualifying position. If any team's not going to get their engines to Interlagos, let's be honest, Haas is the team who should really just take that L. You know what I mean? Be like, guys, listen. If anyone's engine's not going to get there, let it be. We'll take the cap today because it won't make a difference. I mean, Mick might get to Q2 maybe, but anyway. Will you be able to watch till the end? Well, I'm probably going to stream for like 40 minutes, probably. I tend to for these preview ones, don't I? Usually. Talk about SAF now. I will, don't you worry. What we'll do, thank you, Michael, for the 5 USD for breaks. Thank you. I appreciate that, Michael. No, we'll talk about Otmar and his potential, okay? Nothing's done yet, all right? Potential move to Alpine, which would be pretty sus. But first of all, we have to talk about this weekend's Brazilian Grand Prix, don't we? We have to talk about hang on. That's better. We have to talk about this weekend's Brazilian Grand Prix. The first race back for 2 years. And yeah, I'm happy to be back. Aren't you? Surely we're all happy. Why is everyone laughing in the chat? What are you talking about? I love Interlagos. I love Brazil. Okay, fantastic circuit for me. Actually, here's a bit of interaction. Where would you rank Interlagos from number 1 being the best track on the calendar to number, I don't know, 20, like worst? Like what number would you give to Interlagos? And also I'm wearing a hat because I still haven't got a haircut, okay? So I thought I'd rock the donut beanie. Thank you, Nolan, for sending this to me. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of threes and fours. I think that's probably averaging at about 3. And I think tracks I prefer to Interlagos. Canada. I love Canada. Do I prefer Silverstone to Interlagos? Probably not. Do I prefer Suzuka? Probably not. There's not many. Do I prefer Interlagos to Spa? I think I prefer... Yeah, for me, it's easy top 5. Maybe top 3. Maybe top 3. I've done a... that was a video I did a while back ago, didn't I? I did like a tier list of tracks. But yeah, Spas are difficult to trump, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm glad we're back. Weren't there in 2020. But when we were there in 2019, it was quite the eventful race, wasn't it? Of course, Max Verstappen would win. Pierre Gasly P2, Lewis Hamilton P3, which then became Carlos Sainz P3. Because Lewis got a penalty for something. I can't remember what it was. You had the Ferraris crash into each other. You had who? Never heard of him. Albon? Nah, sorry, doesn't ring a bell. This race in 2019 has... No, to be fair, Austria 2020 was worse, okay? Because Alex probably would have won that race. He was always finishing P2 in this race. But this race had my second most painful Albon fan moment, and my favourite, which is when he overtook Seb into the first corner on the safety car restart. That's my favourite Albon moment on track. Because let's be honest, there's not been many on track to get excited about. It's just the truth. But yeah, didn't you have... Yeah, was it Raikkonen fourth, wasn't he? Wasn't it Raikkonen was fourth, Giovinazzi was fifth. He might have retired anyway in Austria, but still. But look, at least Pierre Gasly inherited a fantastic P2, which this race particularly was like the start of the Pierre Gasly just insanity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kimi was fourth, yeah, because he got bumped up. Where did Lewis fall down to in the end? Because of his 5-second penalty. Because obviously the whole field finished pretty close together because there was a safety car so close to the end. But yeah. But anyway, 2019. Oh, actually, right, here we go. I'm gonna incite some violence by creating a poll. Who was at fault for me? Are you ready? We're gonna open up old wounds. Here, have you got any ideas what I'm gonna put? Here we go. Thank you. I need a new keyboard. What do you mean? This is a great keyboard. It's just loud. Okay, I'm sorry. Wait, hang on. There we go. Boom. All right. Let me know in the poll who was at fault when Seb and Charles came together 2019 Interlagos and did both of their races. Charles's front suspension just went, and then Vettel had a puncture. We're opening up old wounds here. So I've gone who's at fault? Leclerc, Vettel racing incident. We'll let that poll simmer away there. Can I give a replay? I mean, I'd rather not, because I feel like the FOM ban hammer. But you can look it up yourself, okay? You can look it up yourself. But yeah, all in all, 2019 Interlagos was an absolute banger. Gasly, Hamilton, run to the line, iconic. Such a good race, had so much in it. And then we go back to 2018, where Max would have won if he didn't have a run-in with a certain Mr. Esteban Ocon. So you could argue that in terms of kind of, you know, Max has been the quicker of him and Lewis at Interlagos the last 2 times. Sainz, great comeback. Do you remember Sainz's overtake on Perez in 2019 as well? Oh my God. That was straight out of Daniel Ricciardo's book. It was phenomenal. Wonderful overtake. Yeah, that was a top tier. This was it was one of them where I feel like after this race, I feel like a lot more people, myself included, took Carlos a lot more seriously. Oh, here we go. Hannah's back. Can you hear Minton in the background? That is the noise of Minton when Hannah's been out for the day. Right, are you going to shut up yet, mate? Come on. Okay, there we go. I mean, he's still crying. But yeah, 2019 banger. Interlagos always delivers. Hello, Hannah. How's your work day been? Been good? No? Okay. Good work day. Good work day for Hannah. I need a separate channel for Minton. Yes, it is water. I can't be... Minton simp. Yes, I am. Minton, come here. No, he's not going to let me grab him. He'll just run away. Yeah, 2019 was a banger. Okay? Interlagos is consistently quality. But what's going to happen this time? What are my predictions? I obviously ask for your predictions like I always do on Twitter and on YouTube community. I'm smiling. Thank you. I'm glad I'm smiling a lot. I'll put the audio back on. There we go. My predictions for Interlagos, for the Brazilian Grand Prix, are as follows. I think Max is going to win. I think Red Bull are going to be on top. Team of the weekend. I think Perez will be up there as well. I've gone Kimi Räikkönen, driver of the weekend. Are you crazy, Tommo? Hear me out. Thank you, Mr. EC Football, as well, for the 199. Brazil 2012, 2008, or 2019? Ooh. It's got to be 2008. Season finale, final corner of the final lap. That will struggle. I doubt that'll ever be beaten in terms of how last minute that was. I think 2008. But yeah. I'm saying Kimi. Because I think it's, you know what, like, again, since Kimi announced his retirement and then missed the next race because of COVID, he kind of, what ended up happening, which again, it wouldn't surprise me if Kimi's quite happy about this, is that it made his retirement announcement kind of go under the radar. And look, he's got 4 races left in Formula One. Kimi Räikkönen, a driver who's driven more races than anyone ever. I think, and you know what, I've actually noticed, I don't know if, has anyone else noticed this? Maybe it's just me, but since he announced his retirement, I feel like in his post-race like press conferences and stuff like that, like he's been way more like talkative. He's been like way more up for having a chat. I feel like he's giving more information post-race. He seems more, because I feel like, I don't know, by Kimi's standards anyway. I mean, he's not been like Daniel Ricciardo doing bloody parkour backflips and that, but I feel like he is kind of, because it's 4 races to go and this has been his life for, what, most of his, he's been in F1 for how many years now? How many years has Kimi been in F1? And he's, what, 42? Has he been in the sport half of his life? Or is it a bit less than half? I mean, it's pretty much half of his entire life has been in Formula One. 50 years. Good one, Fabio. But yeah, I don't know. Like, Kimi had a really good race last weekend. Kimi still, that's the thing. In race, he can still deliver 100%. His quality isn't great, and he does make these silly, when he like drove into Giovinazzi at Portimao, or when he drove into Vettel at Austria. He does make these, which just makes you think, oh, Kimi, I think it's about time. But in terms of like when he has a clean race and a good race, he's got the pace. And then Ocon, I've said struggle. I mean, his last time he raced at Interlagos was 2018. Again, we all know what happened. Ocon's just had a bit of a rough time. And I don't know. This clearly proves you have Hamilton fans. Spot on, Prince. And yeah, I've been a bit disappointed by Esteban in these kind of recent weeks. Especially like relative to, I feel like, Alonso's firmly on top now. I think Alonso has outperformed Esteban over the course of the season for sure. And I just don't see the Alpine package being that great. I don't have much faith. Lando Norris as well lately. I don't know. I don't think Lando's been bad recently at all. It's just, he had an engine penalty last weekend, so he's coming from the back anyway. He had a bit of bad luck at Hungary, and I know Kota, he was off. Jesus, train bloody horns. But other than that, I think Lando's been alright. He set a very high standard at the start of the year, you know what I mean? So, move over Ocon. Piastri wants to go. Piastri deserves a seat for sure, but I think Ocon deserves a seat as well. So, I know Ocon won, but let's not get it twisted. The only reason Ocon won, the only reason Vettel got P2 in that race, the only reason, well, he didn't get P2. The only reason Sainz got P3 was because Bottas took everyone out. So, yeah, I mean, that on a reel, actually, like, do you remember? Do you remember in that race, right? That was such a, honestly, that Hungary race. If you're following Sebastian Vettel, which I know many of you do, that Hungary race was such a, because he had a terrible start, Seb. Off the line, terrible. But turns out it was the best thing because it meant everyone in front of him crashed. And then he got his P2 and then he got took away from him. Honestly. Did you know, I didn't realise as well, was it Daniel Ricciardo's first win in F1 was taken away for a fuel flow irregularity? I forgot about that because I was watching F1. F1 did put a video out about like Daniel Ricciardo's story. And yeah, I've forgotten that was how his first win was taken away. Oh, was it first podium? Oh, there you go. So it was the same as Seb. I think it was a P3, wasn't it? Was it a P3? P3 Australia. I mean, at least he got to celebrate it and do the well, he didn't do the shoe back then, did he? But Rise of the Rookie, that's the one. You brought up the Velcro. Look, we look back. All right, that's my first poll. So, right, we'll wind down the poll now. So, 1,400 of you voted. So, 36% say Vettel was at fault, 22% Leclerc, 41% say racing incident. That wasn't. No one was penalised for that, were they? No one was penalised for that one. In the end, so I guess the stewards deemed it a racing incident as well. Or they were just like, well, there's enough pain for Ferrari as it is. So they've just had their drivers take each other out. So we won't give them a penalty as well. They were penalised with DNFs. No, I know, but you can give like post-race penalties, you know what I'm saying? Leclerc is my neighbour. Nice, James. You're in Monaco. All right, so anyway, those are my predictions. As for your predictions, they are as follows. 63% of you think Max Verstappen will win. What's that? 19% Hamilton, 4% Leclerc. 31% think Ferrari are going to have a good day. Team of the weekend. 25% Red Bull, 18% McLaren. I'm surprised actually McLaren's as high as it is. I was not expecting that. I'll be honest, because I think McLaren are really going to struggle this tail end of the season. Thank you, Barat, for Did you already remember? I can't remember. But I appreciate your joining in Friends of Tommo again, if you weren't before. Thank you. And thank you, Sushi, as well, for the $2. King Latifi win a Mazepin podium. It's not opposite day, but imagine. 19% say Pierre Gasly drive the weekend, which, again, we know the result was fantastic. It's Interlagos last time out for him. His first podium in Formula 1. Wasn't it? No, it wasn't. He got a podium at Red Bull, didn't he? Was it his first? What am I on about? Did he get a podium before that? Wait, hang on a second. That was his first. Damn. How well he's driving right now, it is easy to forget how badly that Red Bull stint went. Yeah, so he had one P4 in those races at Red Bull. Damn. Not that Alex did much better, but there you go. And the struggle was super tight, but yeah, Bottas just about took the struggle over Hamilton and Ricciardo. So we'll see. Actually, I'm just gonna do a quick one on here as well. Max or Lewis? Because again, all it takes is Max to finish 7th and Lewis to win, neither fastest lap, and then they're joint on points. So say Lewis, that 1 point could actually come into play and make all the difference. Thank you, Dr. Ghost, as well, for joining Friends of Tommo. Appreciate it. Lewis's helmet this weekend. I haven't seen his helmet this weekend, to be honest. 83% saying Max. 84% Max. Damn. Well, that's the thing. It's sprint, innit? It's sprint this weekend, and obviously you've got the sprint points as well. Actually, yeah, true. I didn't take that into account. So you got the annoying 3, 2, 1 points for sprint. So they could make all the difference. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, actually. So hang on. Yeah, that's fine. Is there what's going on in terms? I keep hearing about like Lewis engine penalty, but I haven't seen anything confirmed. So I don't know. Over the course of this stream, maybe something has been confirmed. Thank you again, Forza, for the 5 Canadian. Lewis has to win the next 4 races just to tie Max on 9 wins for the season. Yeah, man. You got to say Max has just been fire this year. It's been mad. Not confirmed but reported. Yeah, it's still just rumours. That's what I thought. But yeah, Otmar to Alpine apparently, which is still still just rumours. But let me pull up a bit of Autosport. Aston Martin team principal Otmar Safnauer is poised for a surprise switch to Alpine as part of a management reshuffle. So basically, he's going to get sacked. Is that what that means? It's a different bloody team. If he's going to move on to a different department, then you can call it a management reshuffle. If they're leaving and going to a different... Wait, Otmar's posted it on Instagram. What are you talking about? Right, hang on a second. Let me just get up on my phone. Wait, it's confirmed? I didn't know it was confirmed. Oh, Rivian's fine. I knew I should have invested in Rivian. Safnauer. Otmar Safnauer. I think he's great. I think he's quality, Otmar. You look at what he achieved over his period at... Oh, wait. Wait, what? Otmar's statement is so weird. His statement, he's posted this 11 minutes ago, right, on his Instagram. Aaron, let me get up on screen. His statement is so weird. It's like super waffly, but then it basically says it's not happening. Hang on. Right. Okay. Let's go screen share. And let's look at my new little, I made a new little the chat's coming up on screen as well. I need to test this properly, so I'll do that another time. Oh my god. Han, what is that? You're gonna get me banned. Right. This is the statement that Otmar Safnauer has just posted on his Instagram. Literally 11 minutes ago. My Aston Martin Cognizant Formula One team communication staff have correctly issued a spokesperson statement to the effect that rumours linking me to Alpine F1 team to the Alpine F1 team are merely speculative conjecture, so nonsense basically, and that they would not therefore comment further. However, since the rumours have now been sensationalised on certain websites, creating a spiral of misinformation, I've taken the decision proactively to confirm hereby that the rumours are pure media speculation and not based on fact. I mean, Otmar, you could have said that in significantly fewer words. I'm not gonna lie. This is, I'm staying. I'm not leaving. The reports are a load of nonsense. Done. Pure conjecture. That's a speculative conjecture. Conjecture. I like saying that word. Yeah, just say no. There's a lot of waffle. Because look, Otmar, I rate Otmar incredibly highly, personally. I think he's a top tier TP. Look at what he's done he's been with like that team for so long now, how they consistently, given their resources, they've absolutely smashed it. So I think Otmar's a fantastic team principal, and yeah. But yeah, I think it's just on the wind up with that statement, because it's I like the way it's been sensationalized on certain websites. I guess Twitter is probably the website most guilty of that. Yeah. Oh my God, no. He should have recreated Lawrence Stroll's. Lawrence Stroll's message when he was like, "I reject these whatever accusations." That was actually jokes. That actually so went under the radar, didn't it? How good that was. Thank you, Heebie-Jeebies, for the 2 euros for 2022 World Champion. I think Ferrari are going to be up there. If you've watched my latest video, you'll know why. Thank you, Beth, as well, for the $5. George rumoured to be doing the post-season Abu Dhabi test with Mercedes. Yeah, it makes sense. I feel like, Beth, that has happened. That happens plenty of times. I know when Fernando rejoined McLaren, the earliest photos of him in a McLaren are at the pre-season test in, 2016? The year before he joined. So I wouldn't be surprised. Be surprised to see Alex in the Williams, George in the Mercedes. Yeah. Bottas in the Alfa Romeo as well. Bottas, exactly. Thank you, Ishan, for the 100 rupees as well. Imagine Lewis and Max collide during the sprint. Both of them cutting through the field during the race would be mad. That's the thing with the sprint, because you kind of, like, if you're going to have an incident in the sprint, it's not the end of the world. You can still recover. So you could argue then that makes maybe, I don't know, you could argue both sides, because then if you take more risks, the punishment is less, but also if you play it safe and everyone else is taking risks, then you could, I don't know. Thank you, Daniel, as well, for the quid. Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it. But yeah, just to again, Otmar doesn't appear to be leaving Alpine. It seems to have just been a load of nonsense. This is, he's got the tick and everything up here, so this is legit. Oh, what's that? I don't know. pops out. I don't really use Instagram on my PC at all, so this is all kind of new to me. But yeah, it's not happening by the looks of it. Right. Oh, that's not the screen I wanted to cut to. It's this one. There you go. That was just some random. So I have I have my pre-race, my quali, and then my post-race streams. I build up all the scenes in Streamlabs. So if I accidentally click, I don't know, let's click this one. Oh, it's the race results for the Mexican Grand Prix. Obviously that's not relevant now, but anyway, that's the one I meant to click on. So yeah, Mercedes, I think it'll be closer than at Mexico, for sure. I definitely think that Lewis and Valtteri will be able to put up more of a fight relative, because that Red Bull was clearly the quicker car at Mexico. So I do think it will be more of a battle. But again, it's like the sprint race. You know, the sprint race will be a good... What the sprint race does do is it allows... Right, okay, so you go into the sprint race, have the sprint race, then the teams have all got an idea of where everyone's pace is relative. Ham, why did you give me 179? I've now got to pay tax on that. You should have just kept it. We are going to get takeaway, though. Do you know what takeaway you want? She wants a Chinese. What should we get, chat? Can we get some suggestions? What do you mean? We got like every single takeaway you could possibly want around here. He's in here with me.
Why?
Because he loves me more.
Why you, Daddy? Come with me.
What are we saying? Indian chow mein, Salt Bay, mate. Imagine. Where's his restaurant's in London, isn't it? People are back in Chinese.
Yeah.
Alright, you order Chinese. You know what I like.
Oh, can I get it now?
Yeah, get it now.
Yay!
Well, by the time it comes.
Fulan?
Yeah.
That was a good one, right? Yeah.
Fulan was decent. Alright. Yorkshire pudding.
Too fair.
I don't think I can get that on.
I would love Yorkshire pudding.
I don't think you can get that on. Well, but then places where you get like a massive Yorkshire pudding and it's filled with stuff. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Just
Look,
yeah.
we had dinner last
Order
night.
that. I'm on a stream, man. There's like 1,700 people watching.
Oh, sorry.
You show me it later. Just while having a chat. Let's have a little waffle. Oh my god, really? Hang on, right, I want to show this on
See,
screen.
good content.
No, it's not. Right, this is what our friend Emily had to eat, which is just Yorkshire puddings with gravy and a spoon. I mean, I like Yorkshire puddings, but that's pushing it. A lot of you won't even know what a Yorkshire pudding is. Well, that's what it is. Couldn't really see that well from the picture. Anyway, Mercedes, I think they're going to be up there. Actually, I've got a question. I don't know the answer to this. So, if Lewis, for example, takes an engine penalty before the sprint race, will the penalty just be applied to the sprint race where he starts in the sprint race, or will it be applied to the race? I don't know. Macaroni cheese balls do sound good. Elijah, you haven't a good British cuisine, clearly. Just the race, okay. That makes sense. So I suppose, yeah. I don't know. Mercedes have said that, you know, the reports that there was like fluid coming out of the car or something after Mexico are nonsense, but I mean, I doubt it was just made up. Who knows? Thank you, Akash, by the way, for the 36.99 AED. If Max wins the title, Ferrari and McLaren looking strong in 22, and regulation changes, reckon Hamilton gets the 8th. Max might be able to stop F1 history in the making in the next 4 races. Yeah, I mean, you got to expect Mercedes. Mercedes particularly, I feel like there's more variables for Red Bull going into next year. I'm less confident about Red Bull next year than I am a lot of teams, to be honest. Because they're going to have to they're taking on this whole engine project from Honda, and obviously they're throwing the kitchen sink at Max this year as well. So yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, Mercedes got a chance this weekend. Red Bull, I mean, Perez has picked it up at the right time. spot on. 3 podiums in a row now, 3 P3s in a row, should I say. Definitely, like, if you'd asked me a few races ago, I'd say Mercedes clear in constructors, but now it all seems to be Red Bull trajectory. I'm really happy for Checo. Like, it was always going to take him time to get used to that car, but I feel like he's got into a rhythm. Not just the car itself, but the team and all that as well. There's all those like factors. Actually working with the new personnel. He'd been at Force India Racing Point for about 12,000 years, so that was always going to be a difficult transition. But I'm glad he seems to be slightly getting on top of things now. You know what I mean? Thank you. I said, Han, just order. You know what I like. I'm at mid-stream. I'm mid-vibes here. And I trust you're going to be my wife, so you should know my Chinese order, okay? Nah, I'm easy. I'm one of them. Sorry, Sean. I will find your super chat. I apologise for missing it. Hannah keeps distracting me. Thank you, Trowley, for the father. Hey, Tommo, big fan of the channel. Thank you. I'm also a fan of the channel because I make the videos. Kind of have to be, don't you? Having won her second W Series title, do you think there's any chance we'll be seeing Chadwick in F1 at any point? Jamie's class. I like Jamie. Met her a couple of times now with Veloce. Did the hot sauce challenge. Our little take on the old hot ones with Jamie. I did better than her, just saying. She had to scran the ice cream in the end. So that she might be a better racing driver than me, but I can handle more chili. Do I think Chadwick? Well, so she was when she was in Formula. Was she in Formula 3? I feel like she was in an F3 category, and she was kind of like mid to bottom of the scale. I think Jamie's fantastic. I don't think she's at level for F1. But I would love to see her get an opportunity in. Well, no, because she's done a bit of endurance, hasn't she? The thing is, F1 is such a, like, there's only 20 drivers there, and you want, was it Formula Regional? But, I mean, she's clearly the best. I mean, I think she's better than Sophia. I think she's quite clearly the best female racing driver in the world right now. But, again, that is the thing. There's so many fewer young females taking part in motorsport that talent pool is considerably smaller. So the chances of one of those being good enough, even if you tick every privilege box in the world, you're still no guarantee you get to Formula 1. You know what I mean? So, but I hope, I think Aldas filmed a video with her yesterday, actually, having a chat, so you should watch it. She's very down to earth. But thank you, Charlie. Appreciate it. I'm going to find Ashan. I will find your super chat in a sec, mate. But let's talk about. Oh yes, there it is. Thank you for the 100 rupees. Get Indian for the culture. 4th biggest viewer base, or whatever. You remembered? I think it's 4th or 5th. I can't remember. It's close between India, Netherlands, and Germany, apparently. So there you go. But thank you, Ashan. I appreciate it. Hannah wanted Chinese, and she gets what she wants. So, Ferrari, Leclerc, Sainz. Again, if you haven't watched my video, you should watch it after this. I'm very, very, very excited about Ferrari's prospects next year. I think the engine upgrades they've bought, that Sainz ran first, then Leclerc, look to have made a positive difference to the car. Again, the engine regs have been frozen from the first race of next year. And I think Leclerc and Sainz are the strongest driver pairing on the grid. I've been so impressed with how Carlos has jumped into that car and straight away got, very close pace-wise to Charles. It's super close in... it's like 12.6 in quali to Charles. But like I tweeted, when both drivers have got through to Q3, their average gap, it's been 11 times, their average gap has been 0.101 seconds. I can't speak. So a tenth between them when they both got to Q3, which I think is very impressive from Carlos, considering this is his first year at the team. We know Charles is strong, but I think Carlos is right up there as well. I think they're And that actually made a lot of Leclerc fans mad because they thought I was having a pop at Charles. So apparently I've got an anti-Charles agenda. But that's Twitter for you. A lot of insecurity on that platform, unfortunately. But yeah, Ferrari looking great. I think P3's going to be comfortable for them now. I can't see McLaren pulling it back relative. And yeah, I think if you're a Tifosi out there, if you're a Ferrari fan, you should be feeling pretty positive for next year, because I'm feeling positive for you. Norris, Ricciardo. Yeah, I think it's going to be another difficult weekend for McLaren. Again, this is what I said in my video. You know, Ferrari can invest time into all the time they're putting into their engine. They are going to see the benefit of going into next year. McLaren, they're a customer. It's the same for all the customer teams. When you're a customer team, you're given the engine you're given. The only upgrades you can make are aero, and in 2021, what's the point in bringing too many aero upgrades when everything's changing next year? So a lot of the teams stopped ages ago. So Ferrari are always going to have that little bit more flexibility to kind of pull away. And I feel like, again, now that Carlos has got super comfortable, Ricciardo's still getting there. He's still not fully there, though, if you ask me. And that's it's a shame for Daniel, but I think he's getting there. I think for next year he'll be good. I think they'll be close, but it's just a shame that Daniel didn't hit. It's a shame that Daniel wasn't able to adjust quicker, because otherwise McLaren probably would have got third, because they had such strong pace at the start of the year with Lando. Thank you, Lee, for the £2, mate. Whoa. Lewis, Russell better than Leclerc, Sainz, not by much though. Maybe, but I think we haven't seen Russell, and don't get me wrong, I really rate Russell, but we haven't seen him in a team other than Williams. And I think that from what we've seen from Carlos, from what we've seen from Charles, I think we've seen more. Not that that's George's fault, he can't help the fact, but that's why I feel more. If Russell is as good in the Mercedes as I think he will be, then I would probably say they are the strongest driver pair, but I'm just going based off what we've seen already. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Aston Martin, Vettel, Stroll. Yeah, Vettel's getting to grips with it, which is good to see. I think it was always going to be tricky at the start of the year. New team, new environment, different expectations. He's never kind of been at a lower team before. It was at Toro Rosso before he went to Red Bull, obviously. But yeah, I think, again, if Aston Martin can give Vettel a good car that he's happy with, then I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him up at the sharp end again. But he needs that car, he needs that environment, which I think it ticks the environment car, the environment box for sure. But yeah, I think if they can give him a good car, I think should feel optimistic. And given the noises that Lawrence Stroll's been making as well, and the investment, I think it's looking good. The future's looking good for Aston. Even though there's a bit of pain now, I think long term they're looking pretty good. Stroll to me is not. He hasn't shown that he's going to be anything more than a solid driver, which I think he is a solid driver now. He's got in the points a lot this year, but I mean he's still so young. He's only 23, so he's a year younger than Max. You know what I mean? He's what, third youngest on the grid behind Yuki and Lando. You know what I mean? He's got time. Alpine, Alonso still not. It wasn't a great race from him last race, but he still managed to get in the points, which is amazing. Ocon got sandwiched again. Alpine performance just doesn't seem to be there, does it? I think with Gasly driving the way he is, I think AlphaTauri are going to comfortably get P5 in the constructors. And yeah, AlphaTauri. I think Tsunoda's getting there. I think he's getting there. Won't need a whole season, but he's getting there. I forgot Mick. What do you mean? The Haas boys are at the bottom. They're there. Getting down. Alfa Romeo. Again, I think Kimi will have a good race. Giovinazzi, you can tell he's not happy with the team. I think that's done. I think we'll see the Joe announcement probably after Interlagos. That seems to be... Oh, sorry. No, I apologise. Mick Schumacher is younger. Isn't Schumacher like 22? I'm not sure. But yeah, you can tell, exactly. You can tell Giovinazzi is out of that team. It's a he's shown some, but he's had a good stint in F1 now, and we haven't seen enough, star quality. I think you look at how Charles did when he jumped into that Sauber. Star quality was immediately on show, and never quite panned out for Antonio. But I'm sure he'll have a very, very successful racing career elsewhere, no doubt, in my mind. And yeah, Kimi, 4 races to go, end of an era. Half of his life has been in the sport, and it'll be sad to see him go. But I do think it's the right time. Thank you, Melon, for the 449. Melon. If Mick goes to Ferrari in 23-4, considering they're both F3 and F2 champions, how do you think he'll fare against Charles? Well, I mean, that's a big statement, because that relies on. That's the thing. Like, if Carlos Sainz is he's done everything, I think, to suggest that he's going to be up there in the fight with Charles long term in this season. I know it's 1 year, things can change, but he looks very, very good, and he's still only 27, Carlos. So I don't think that seat's guaranteed for Mick. But at the same time, Mick's not done enough at Haas, but maybe he has. Like, it's hard to tell. We can't tell with Haas because they're just so off the back. Hopefully they can just give Mick a competitive package so we can actually see him racing people wheel to wheel next year. Please, 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 Gunter. Please just give him a car he can actually race in. Yeah, Russell Latifi. Not been a great last couple of races for the Williams boys. Russell's pace wasn't good in the race. He still finished like 30. Just the Williams pace wasn't very good last race, because he finished he was like 40 seconds ahead of Latifi. I don't think it finished like that, but I think Russell just dropped off towards the end because he disconnected his drink, didn't he? We saw in Hungary that Mick has got something in him for sure. But when you're racing in such limited machinery, it's always going to be difficult for either driver to show their relative worth. You know what I mean? Relative performance. But yeah. Is what it is. Is what it is. Right, that's everyone gone through. To everyone who turned up as well, just to confirm, if you haven't seen, the Otmar Safnauer rumours are speculative conjecture, pure media speculation, and not based on fact. So he's not going to Alpine, but it is a very waffly statement, as the first comment here suggests. Imagine if he does actually announce it. This would actually be jokes, because it is very waffly. It's very waffly. Very waffly. But yeah, thank you, Barat, for the 100 rupees. Again, mate, I still think Gio deserves another year. He's good. Also, there's too much talent in the line to come up from F2 teams of sport for choice. But I'd say, Barat, that being good and the amount of time he's had isn't enough when you've got so much young talent coming through. Now, I know that Joe isn't getting that seat based off talent and talent alone, because we know he's bringing a lot of money. But at the same time, I think Bottas. You've got Bottas, a very, very, very good driver coming in at Alfa Romeo. Okay, has won races, has beaten Lewis Hamilton. In a fair fight plenty of times over their 5 years together. You've got a very, very good driver coming in Valtteri. Alongside, I think you can afford to go for a rookie to kind of balance it out. And I mean, again, if it was obviously ideally it'd be Piastri, because he's going to win F2. But yeah, I think Gio hasn't shown enough star quality. He's not beating Kimi Räikkönen. when he should be on track. And you know what I mean? It's a shame because he seems like a really nice bloke, but that's the nicest and the best aren't always the same. Thank you, Juan Pablo, for the 50 MX Mexican pesos. Pesos? It's not dollars. I made that mistake last time. Do you think Perez will be able to steal second place from Hamilton in Brazil? And can you rank Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes, and Ferrari driver pairings? I don't think Perez will have enough to beat Hamilton this weekend, just because I think that the Mercedes will be closer to the Red Bull as a package. But I think a P3 is very much on the cards for Sergio, because I feel like Valtteri isn't. He's not got as much to race for, you know what I mean, compared to Sergio. Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes, and Ferrari driver pairings. Well, this year it's Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, McLaren for this year, in that order. If you ask me, IMO. No, I haven't done my fantasy yet. So you're going to have to see my fantasy tomorrow. I forgot to do my fantasy. I don't usually... Wait, when do I usually do my fantasy? I can't even remember. Whatever. Yeah, Valtteri disheartened. I haven't actually listened to his Beyond the Grid podcast yet, but apparently it's quite good. Apparently it's pretty good. Thank you again, Barat. Appreciate it, mate. But do you think Bottas has beaten Lewis, or has he had a few good days? I respect your view. Just thought... Well, no, I think there's 5 years together. Like... Valtteri has performed at a very, very high level on multiple occasions. He's beaten Lewis in qualifying. I think it's averaged out. I think he's beaten Lewis like maybe 30% of the time. 25, 30%. Which isn't much, but it's more than Latifi on Russell. It's more than Albon on Verstappen. It's more than Tsunoda on Gasly. So I think Valtteri has proven that his ceiling is very high. He just doesn't get there anywhere near as consistently as Lewis, and that's literally I think what he said on the podcast. I saw like a quote saying basically like Lewis could just do it week in week out, whereas Valtteri would struggle with that consistency more. He's said it himself, you know. I think he's very aware of that. Gotcha. Talking about my demand. Right, you know what? 52 minutes. I think that's about enough time. But we've got qualifying tomorrow. Yeah. Friday qualifying in the evening. What time is it? What time is qualifying tomorrow? 7 p.m. Mate, quali... Sorry? Oh, Hannah's lying to me. Were you right? Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. What? Okay. She's like a real life troll. So I get trolls on Twitter, and then I turn off Twitter, and then she's there. Don't worry, James. I will get the dog out. But yeah, 7 UK time for qualifying. I will be streaming, of course. Are you going to join me for the stream, Hannah?
Yeah.
Hannah said yes. You can hold her to that when she decides that. Oh no, I don't want to be on the camera.
Wait, what?
Friday quali stream tomorrow.
Oh, you want me to be on the stream with you?
That's what I just asked you. Yeah, I've got it on camera. Well, whether or not Hannah will be here.
You'll be there.
Quarter to 7 UK time tomorrow afternoon. Qualifying. Friday qualifying is a vibe. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Especially evening qualifying, because then most people in the UK and in Europe can watch it, you know, after work. But yeah, that'll be fun. Don't know if I'm going to do anything for the sprint. I might do. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming. Appreciate all your support. Give this one a like, because then it goes out to more people. You know what I mean? And these always live as VODs afterwards. And 6 a.m. qualifying. Oof, Charlie, mate. That's an L. That is an L. Before I go, don't worry. Yes, here he is. The sausage. How you feeling about sprint qualifying? He hates sprint qualifying, don't you? He's a proper sprint quali hater. Right. What's your prediction for this weekend, mate? The camera won't focus on his face. Hannah, please stop. Oh, look at him. He's so sleepy. Mwah. We were looking after a friend's dog yesterday, and he got they were just playing all day, so he's knackered. Look at it, he's literally falling asleep. He's literally falling asleep. Look at his eyes are closed. Oh, you are a calm boy, aren't you? Right, go on then. Say bye to your fans. Say bye to your adoring fans. Goodbye. Right, go on then. Sorry, mate. Back to sleep. Right, that is now a wrap. So thank you all for coming. I appreciate you all taking the time. Thank you to everyone who kindly super chatted along the way. And I'll see you tomorrow at 6:45 p.m. for actual qualifying. None of this sprint. It's not qualifying. Actual qualifying. Q1, Q2, Q3 qualifying tomorrow. 6:45 UK time. Whatever time that is in the world. Goodbye, everyone. Be safe. Drink. Hannah didn't drink any water all day today, so I had a garter. It's not good. Not good for your... Drinking a cherry Coke is not good enough. Right.